What's up, y'all? I was watching Counterpunch Boxing News, and Kurt did a video. Shout out to him about Mike Tyson, dude. Did you guys hear what Mike Tyson said? I tried to go to his Instagram and see where he said that. So, I mean, I'm guessing Mike said it. I don't really know. I didn't hear him say it, but he might have tweeted it, and he was going in on Wilder, whoever tweeted it, and looked like it was attached to Mike Tyson, telling him he shouldn't be smoking, he should retire. Mike was like, if I was fighting Joseph Parker, would I have lost? And he was just, man. And it might go back to when Deontay Wilder said that he would beat him in his prime or whatever. But Mike at the time was like, yeah, I would say that too. You're supposed to talk like that if you're a fighter. You're supposed to feel you're the best. But yeah, Mike really said that, and Deontay reads it. I guess that's the end of any potential friendship. A lot of sensitive people, but a lot of people say I'm switching topics. I'm just talking the heavyweight division. A lot of people say that Deontay Wilder should retire, and that's of course up to him, and he has to figure out what he wants to do. People have been talking about who he should fight next, and I'd like to see him squash his beef with Big Baby Miller. Like I've been saying, they might as well handle that in the ring since they both are coming off losses. Go settle that. And the thing that I don't get, though, that Deontay Wilder keeps talking about, like that AJ doesn't want to fight him now because he lost. He's using that as an excuse, and AJ was happy to see him lose. Well, do you remember when Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz, how happy he was? And again, I was watching Counterpunch Boxing News, and he showed how happy Deontay was when Miller lost to Dubois. They're sitting up there celebrating and yelling at the TV. So it looks like Joshua wasn't the only one happy. But see, there's no proof of Joshua being happy. There's proof of Deontay being happy and other people taking care of things so he don't have to do it, I guess. But Wilder just says a lot of things that make you just question where his mind's at when he's saying it. I've never quite seen a fighter that's this sensitive, man. He is a real sensitive guy. Like you say something against him that's not positive, I can almost guarantee you're not gonna get an interview. I personally don't care. I'm supposed to speak the truth, and if he's putting himself out there, so I have to call it like I see it. What kind of platform would it be if I just kiss up to certain fighters? Not gonna happen. Also, Otto Wylene. Now, some people say boxers shouldn't lift weights, and I've never agreed with that, because for one, like I said, it messes with the opponent's mind, and I think that's one of the reasons Otto Wylene looked scared at the center of the ring. He looked scared during the fight. I think he saw how big Joshua was, and he was just pretty much backing up the whole fight, and Wylene didn't seem to have a muscle anywhere on his body. So if lifting weights is so bad, why was Otto Wylene appearing to be terrified, and why was Joshua the one with the power? Why would a fighter not lift weights? I'm not saying a bodybuilder type physique. There's athletic muscle, then there's bodybuilder muscle. You lift lighter weights, high reps, you're not going to look like Mr. Olympia. You're just not. And Joshua went in there, intimidated Otto Wylene. I don't even think Wylene will want a rematch when he heals up. But you could see the size difference. It looked like a heavyweight versus a cruiserweight. And Wylene just, he got out-muscled. And I believe he got intimidated. But who would you guys like to see Joshua fight next? I think it's going to be Hrgovic. And I think AJ just goes in there and completely destroys Hrgovic. I've never been a big Hrgovic guy. And his latest win against that dude, with 40-some wins, it looked like he'd never been in the ring, didn't impress me in the least. Joshua does great against tall fighters too. and I think Hergovich is taller than Anthony Joshua. So I think AJ will just go in there and dispose of him just as quickly as he did Otto Wallin. This new body head attack that he's doing is very effective, and I haven't seen him do that in a while, or maybe not ever as effective as he's doing now since he's brought on Ben Davison. So you getting hit by a guy that's 251 pounds in the body and the head, man. You remember that first body blow he connected to Otto Wallin's sternum. You could see it almost doubled him over. After that, he just stayed on his bicycle, was moving around the ring like he didn't want no parts of that body attack anymore. And that kind of dropped his hands, and AJ was just having a field day with the body head attack. But like I said, I want to see Joshua in the ring as soon as possible in 2024. He had 3 fights in 2023. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Hergovich since Deontay dropped the ball or dropped the bag. And it's going to be somebody of quality. Might be Zhang. You remember Joshua knocked down Zhang in the Olympics? Can't remember if he stopped him or not, but I know he dropped him. But this Zhang right here is better, much better than the Zhilei Zhang from back then. And some people want to see Deontay Wilder fight Zhang, and I think if Deontay ever steps in the ring with Zhang, yeah, I don't see Deontay coming out of that ring the same. Zhang is big, he's huge. If he had problems with Tyson Fury size, and then he's gonna fight Zhang, who's a lefty, and he punches harder than Fury, yeah, that's a bad matchup for Deontay. Great matchup for Zhang, makes him look good, and gives him something to put on his highlight reel. I love things being shaken up like this. I did a video about who should be on the Day of Reckoning 2, because I'm pretty sure they're going to have another one. You know, just keep it going like UFC 1, 2, 3, just number these things. I want to see Richard Torres Jr. in there against someone like Andy Ruiz type. I was thinking of the perfect opponent for him. Now I can't think of it. Because Andy Ruiz has more experience in the pros than him. But I'm trying to think who would be a great opponent for Richard Torres. Someone like a Frank Sanchez who's going to go toe-to-toe. Man, who was I thinking of? Anyway, it's been interesting just seeing all the interviews fighters are doing after the fact. I was surprised to hear Carl Froch give Anthony Joshua his credit. I was like, wow. He was saying he did a great job, but then he kind of was doing some double talk. He was like, I don't think he's quite back yet, but he's back. I was like, what? That don't make no sense. But when Carl Froch is giving Anthony Joshua his credit, you know Joshua must have really been impressive. Just about everybody I'm hearing is talking about how great that Anthony Joshua looked. He fought a near perfect fight. And like I said, I doubt if Otto Wallin will be calling up Eddie Hearn anytime soon trying to get a rematch. Because what could he do any different? Back to the muscles and weights thing. I think the fact that Anthony Joshua is so big, I think next time Otto Wallin will try to come into the ring looking impressive. I think he'll try to put on some size. Because what good is it to weigh 230-some, 238 or whatever he weighed if there's no muscle? If it's just fat, then how's that going to intimidate your opponent? I think Joshua just realized this guy's not imposing. He can't hurt me. He didn't hurt me in the amateur, so he sure can't hurt me now. So he just pretty much just like, let me get up out of here, get my check, and call it a day and go about my merry way. Put my lokes on in the after press conference. Yeah, he's looking kind of hard with them glasses, huh? He's like, yeah. But what else is going on in the heavyweight division? Andy Ruiz is back talking his stuff, saying he wasn't impressed with Joshua's win over Wallin. And I'm like, yo, Andy, were you impressed when Joshua beat you in the rematch? Did that impress you? It was a near shutout, 12 rounds to zip. Maybe that impressed you, man. You got to get in the ring, Andy. You're doing all these videos, and you look great. You dropped some pounds. You look fine, but you got to get in the ring, man. And you see what happened to Wilder. Stayed out for nearly 2 years, and he paid for it. You have to stay active, or else you're setting yourself up for failure. It's just like anything. If you stay out of the gym for a while and try to lift the same amount of weight you lifted before you quit, you're going to be like, why is it so heavy? Because you haven't been working out. Same with boxing. Your timing's going to be off. Everything's going to seem weird and awkward. You're going to take a punch without the headgear, and you'll be like, why did that rattle me? Because you haven't been getting hit. So let me know what you guys think of all the interviews Deontay Wilder's been doing. Malik Scott, Andy Ruiz. Let me know who you think should fight who. You guys can still let me know who you'd like to see if there's a Day of Reckoning 2. I'd like to see some of the fighters that are on this card fight again on there. I don't know why I can't remember the guy's name who beat Makhmudov, but that guy looks like he could be a problem. Oh, I think that's who I'd like to see fight Richard Torres Jr., the dude that beat Makhmudov. I would like to see that would be a great fight right there. And who's Daniel Dubois going to fight next? Daniel Dubois. I heard he didn't want to fight Joseph Parker out here because Joseph Parker moved around too much for his liking. Dubois wants more of a stationary target like Big Baby Miller, who was basically a heavy bag with arms in that fight. Takes a good punch, but he was taking a lot of unnecessary punishment. Oh yeah, I don't know who Dubois should fight next. Y'all can let me know. I was watching Teddy Atlas. He and his host Ken, can't remember his last name, but they were giving Joshua his props too. And Ken was like, all you British fans, like, don't come at me so hard. He's like, Joshua doesn't even know you, so why are you coming at me so hard? I'm just giving my opinion. Well, they're coming at you so hard because your opinions seem kind of slanted. You guys, you nor Teddy, and I like Teddy Atlas. I've done videos on him. I listened to his audiobook. But you guys weren't really giving Anthony Joshua any credit for his resume. You kept questioning everything he did. And then Teddy kind of contradicted himself too, because he said that he pointed out that Deontay Wilder he thought was the hardest punching heavyweight in boxing history. And then he was talking about pretty much they knew who to match him up with. And he was saying that about someone else too, the cruiserweight guy that fought on the card. So how can he be the hardest punching heavyweight in history when you're basically saying his resume shows that that's why his knockouts were so high, because he wasn't fighting top caliber competition? You know, it sounds like a contradiction. You can't be the hardest punching heavyweight, but you're not fighting the top guys. Every time you step up to the plate and fight a top guy, you lose. So come on, Teddy, you know the sport. I like you. You're funny. You're motivational. You tell people not to quit. But you're kind of off on some of your boxing takes, like about Canelo and some of the stuff you said about Mike Tyson not having won more than 6 fights or something like that, technically in your mind. So I don't know what Teddy be talking about sometimes, but he's still interesting. I still like him. He's a tough, no-nonsense guy. And he knows the sport, but he just has a weird take on it sometimes. Anyway, it's the J. Roos Theory. Thank you for watching. Thanks to all my new subscribers. Went up by 100 some, getting a lot of people from the UK. Oh, if you would like to donate to the platform, my Cash App is $JRoos33. Like I said, if you want to contribute to the platform, thank you, appreciate it. If not, I still appreciate you for watching. Anyway, like I said, thanks for watching. LSR forever. And see you next time. Be fearless. Yay.